Today in the crypto space, we're going to be doing a deep dive into UNIBOT, the fastest Telegram trading bot. Experience the seamless and lightning fast trading on the go with our free to use Telegram bot. Guys, in today's video, deep dive, we're going to be looking at some of the fundamentals, some of the tokenomics. Why is UNIBOT the project to invest in? Should we be buying the dip? So you know what? Let's talk about the news. Let's analyze the charts and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunities so that we can buy low and sell high, guys. And we are going to be looking at UNIBOT. Guys, UNIBOT is a new project, a very hyped up project in a very, very hot narrative. The trading bot, Telegram trading bot narrative, looking pretty good in the last little while. Really, really a top gainer and many good opportunities here in this narrative. UNIBOT leading the way right now with the price action to the upside. Now, we need to really do a deep dive here, guys. A lot of hype, a lot of people talking about it, but what is it all about? What value proposition does it have to the market? And can we continue making some gains here on UNIBOT? All right, so let's continue here. Let's scroll down. We're going to be obviously going through a little bit of the details here. There's a lot of good visuals, videos, and so on this website, but we're going to kind of pick out some of the important aspects here, and I'll chime in and give you my opinion and what I think. Obviously, none of this is financial advice, guys, but as a community, we definitely want to start looking at some of these new projects popping out. Feel free to join that Discord group where we have a section for deep dives and we have a section for research and a lot of good alpha that is being posted throughout the day within the community. So go check that out. All right, guys, trading volume. For me, this is a very important aspect with regards to UNIBOT and its profitability. Of course, UNIBOT being an exchange, let's say an exchange terminal, has been generating a lot of volume and a lot of trading fees, which obviously is directly associated to its profitability. It is revenue. So right now, UNIBOT is a very, very profitable project. It's definitely generating a lot of fees, given the fact that a lot of people are trading using UNIBOT. So for me, this is a very bullish thing, a very promising thing. Right now, $110 million worth of trading volume, which is good, decent. I think it represents about 8% of the market cap, which is within the threshold of, for me, of bullishness. I like to see at least, right around that 10% mark for me to be, bullish on the volume. So looking pretty good. 6x faster than trading on Uniswap. So one of the value propositions here for using UNIBOT is the speed that it offers, getting in and out of the markets without, the potential issues that, not filling orders and so on and so forth. For me, this speed aspect is important because it is a terminal to the blockchain. So essentially, think of UNIBOT as a middleman from the user, such as us or the trader, to the blockchain itself. So being able to conduct transactions wallet to wallet rather than have the middleman of the order book. So right now, this is looking pretty good. I like this concept, a lot faster, a lot more, efficient trading. So this is something that a lot of people are looking at. And then obviously we have a revenue share that is already distributed. Guys, we're going to talk about the revenue share program in just a minute, but about $2 million, $2.3 million worth of revenue has been shared already with the community. Really good. A lot of people that are looking for that passive income and that opportunity to make a yield. This is it for you guys. This is pretty good here. All right, what else do we got here? Trading perfected. So we have private transactions, something that a lot of us that are here in the DeFi space appreciate. Nice and outsmart sandwich attacks and shield your trades and so on and so forth. Fail guard, test your sales ahead and maximize your selling potential. They have mirror sniping, which is probably one of the things that a lot of people are looking for, is the ability to copy trade based on trading wallet. You can find a whale's wallet and basically trade alongside or copy trade that wallet. Every trade that happens, you would be following along. And then, of course, limit order, buy low, sell high, execute your strategy with precision. And that has a lot to do with the time, because it's able to transact with a lot of speed. You get a lot of precise entries and exits and your orders being filled. So this is really good. Obviously, a lot of the people that, in the beginning of this Unibot or, trading bot, Telegram trading bot narrative, I thought it was going to be a bot that would execute the trades for you and find good setups and do it, but it's not that, okay, guys? Just to let you know, it's just an assistant to help you improve your entries based on actually the basically entries or the orders that you manually execute. You have to manually execute these entries, except if you're going to be doing the mirror sniper or the copy trading, okay? So something really interesting here is that it's not a trading bot that actually trades for you, okay? So pretty cool here. Nonetheless, good features, good options here. Discover new tokens. I think that this is probably a really good one. It's basically a scanner that looks for new tokens that are up and coming and can give you a head start. Newly created tokens on Ethereum real time with your scanner, integrates with your bot. You can easily add tokens and snipe them with one click of a button. So again, using the intelligence of AI perhaps here. No real clear indication of AI, but I can imagine that AI is going to be integrated or is already integrated into this project to make this stuff happen. So back to that revenue share concept, okay, guys? There are some good aspects of being a token holder. One of which is being included into the revenue share program. Basically, holders receive 40% of transaction fees and 1% of total Unibot traded volume, which for me is a good thing. We're looking for passive income in this space. We're looking for good, DeFi services. And this is one of them, but you have to be a token holder and you must hold 50 Unibot tokens to be eligible. Now, this is a bit of an issue here because Unibot, when I was doing my research yesterday, it was trading at about $150. Currently, it's at about $135, give or take, which makes this a significant investment. Okay, guys. So for those newcomers that are here in the space, new retail traders, they're not really interested in putting thousands and thousands of dollars for some of these benefits, such as revenue share. So consider this. This is a little bit of a red tape scenario, but again, if you believe in the project, you would consider being a token holder that way, right? Providing liquidity into the program, into the network. Referral program. This is another thing that is really bullish, and it's something that has been industry standard for such a long time. A lot of social media platforms, a lot of let's call them influencers, have been talking about referral programs and their accounts and being able to subscribe using their referral link. And this is again another way to get a lot of the talk about about Unibot out there through this referral program. Holders can generate referral code to access additional benefits, one of which is receiving a 25%, basically receiving 25% of transaction fees from the users that click their link, which is good, and a 20% discount off their own fees, such as your trading fees. Okay, so this is pretty good, but you must hold 10 Unibot tokens. Again, at $135 to $150 a token, you need about 10 of those to be eligible. So more investment here in order to be able to capitalize on these features, the referral program and the revenue share. Okay, so again, crypto Twitter's out there. Go check it out. A lot of good things being spoken about Unibot. And this is basically the page, the home page, the landing page where you basically get in. If you look at the top menu, you have Twitter, Telegram. This takes you straight to the bot, and then you can start trading and you can buy Unibot and some tutorials and all of that good stuff. Okay, so the website is quite clear and concise, but in my opinion, it's missing a few of those details that we actually need. Like, for example, let's get right into it. We can get access to their Twitter right here, which I already have opened up on the side, so we'll do that in a second. And what else? We don't have anything related to a white paper, really. The white paper that they talk about is this right here, I think. Mitigation paper. Is this it? No, this is tokenomics upgrade that they have already had. past, which is interesting. You can go check that out. But this is their white paper. Guys, this is a very, very weak and very simple white paper. In fact, it's not even a clear white paper with many technicals. It's just a product guide. It's a guide that tells you about all their products, like multi-wallet fast swaps, private transactions, mirror swapping, token value monitor, limit buys, limit sells, okay, token security analysis, and so on. So not really giving us what we really want here, which is a lot of the tokenomics and, you know, all that good stuff. But there's something that we have to consider here also, is that, you know, the circulating supply right now is fully diluted. And we're going to talk about the tokenomics in a second, of course. And maybe this is the reason why a lot of these details, such as the team, is not there. Like, I would expect a little section on the website with regards to the team somewhere, or even on the white papers, which again, this is quote unquote not really the you know, most detailed white paper. So let's talk about the team in a second, but right now we can see that on this type of white paper here, we have the referral program if you want those details. One thing that was a little bit troublesome is neither on the website or if on this white paper do we have any indication of a roadmap. Okay, so like, where is this going? Where's UNIBOT going? What potential features could they have in the future? And they do have a section here called features and development. And this section right here, in order for you to get access, for you to be qualified to actually see what the discussion is with regards to UNIBOT, you need to be a token holder. Once again, requires 200 tokens. For me, that's a significant investment to be able to join this conversation. Now you can see that it is, you know, it is gate kept by Collabland. So Collabland as another bot will ensure that you have the tokens on hand in order for you to get access to that Telegram page and or group. And in that case, if you do, you will be able to get, you know, chime in and be able to get access to this conversation. I feel like newcomers to the space don't want such red tape. And I also feel one other thing is that maybe this requirement of the 200 tokens may be outdated. You know, UNIBOT has been rallying up significantly in the last little while, and it could be that, you know, this 200 needed to be reduced given the fact that, you know, now 200 tokens is a $30,000 investment, give or take. Okay, so this is significant. If you want to get retail investors, you know, all involved in knowing what's happening in the future, either you really have to have a roadmap that's nice and clear on the website or on the white papers, or give access to this, you know, this page, this group, this community, so that we can actually chime in and see what's going on here for the future. Okay, so let's go back to the website to see if there's anything else. Again, nothing here with regards to the team. The team, unfortunately, there's no indication, clear indication of who is on the team. Okay, but the team at the end of the day, you know, is known to be there are a couple of people, individuals, the CEO and the CTO, that are well known, that could be part of this, that are part of the team, but they're not fully doxed. So there's no certainties, there's no guarantees, it's not made public. And for me, that's problematic. Okay, so we need a level of transparency with the team no matter what. And part of their argument could be is, look, there's no, everything is in, all the tokens are in distribution, already in distribution. We are not token holders, so why do we need to you know, basically dox ourselves? Well, guys, it's about transparency, it's about accountability, it's about getting to know who's driving the project. And at the end of the day, we have to understand that all tokens, unless you're a layer 0, okay, all tokens have a level of centralization, even if the tokens are fully distributed, because who is driving the project itself, the updates, the marketing, and so on and so forth, right? So in this case, fully doxed team is a requirement. You need to have a fully doxed team. Give us our LinkedIn, give us your history, give us what you're about, let us know who you are, introduce yourself to your investors, and then you'll get some of that interest. And, you know, at the end of the day, you'll get a lot of that retail market getting involved. Now, some retailers don't even care. They just get it on the hype and the FOMO, and that's where you get a lot of the, you know, overvalued prices. And sometimes you get those dips where, you know, there's a bit of red tape or red flags hanging around. So that's one of the red flags, is the fact that the team is not fully doxed. I would like to mention once again that currently this project is very profitable, right? Very, very, very profitable in the fact that they're generating lots of fees, and therefore, because of all the transactions, and there's a lot of hype behind it, and because of that, they're very profitable. But understand this: that at the end of the day, if you want to get involved, and this is something that is not really clear, and a lot of these bots, these Telegram trading bots, they have a very similar feature: is that really the keys are not your own. These bots either give you a wallet or produce a wallet for you and provide the keys to you, or they require that you enter your own wallet and provide the keys to your wallet. Guys, not your keys, not your crypto. Guys, that's a big red tape for me. And I'm hoping that in the future, UNIBOT can actually provide a better solution to the problem. We've known for a while that the centralized exchange has an issue, which is the self-custody issue. And the issue is that we want to be able to hold our tokens in our own self-custody. And of course, the liquidity is ours, and we should be able to govern it our own. Now, if UNIBOT is going to basically take our tokens or take our keys, they basically have access to our tokens. And not only that, not only is UNIBOT behaving very similar to a centralized exchange, but we have a layer of vulnerability given the fact that UNIBOT requires that we basically interact via Telegram, which is another third-party application that is centralized. So this is a bit of an issue because they consider UNIBOT a terminal, which I love the word terminal. It is a narrative that I feel it should be up and coming to really decentralize DeFi. Okay, we need a terminal that steps away from a website, that steps away from our traditional means of logging into a DEX. We need something that is a terminal to the blockchain that is decentralized. Now, I feel like it's in a step in one direction in one aspect because it is considered like a terminal that is not a website. That's great, but all the other aspects of centralization and key, basically custody, for me is a problematic thing. A lot of of an issue there for me is the self custody. I want to be able to hold my own keys and make those private. So something to consider here. Obviously, Uniswap right now is really, really bullish, and it's in its introduction phase. And more on that, I wish there was a little bit more of a roadmap here on this website, and that could give us a bit of an indication where this thing's going. So I decided to go on their Twitter page. Guys, on their Twitter page, it's very known that there is an upgrade or a new project or a new product or service being released. It's called UNIBOT X Web Terminal, right? It's going to be rolling out very, very soon. So go make sure that you keep up with that. They've integrated with CoinGecko to make this happen. What I do like is the fact that now it is a terminal that is not reliant on Telegram. Now, of course, nothing against Telegram. Telegram is one of the biggest platforms for individuals in the crypto community to interact and form groups and smaller communities where we can, discuss and so on and so forth. But when you're talking about exchanges, when you're talking about transactions, Unibot being Telegram being a third party, in my book, that bridge brings in vulnerabilities, in the API and all of that. So for me, not really interested with that concept, but forward thinking, the market is forward thinking, and so do we. We need to be forward thinking and say, where can Unibot be applied? In this case, a DEX or their own web-based platform, and UNIBOT X could be that solution to that problem. I want to be able to see where they're going to be going with this with regards to the wallet. Are they going to create your own wallet? Or are you going to have to bring your own wallet? Obviously, not your keys, not your crypto, guys. If you're going to get involved in any of these DEXs, and they're not going to be allowing you to keep your own keys, that's very, very problematic. So make sure that you bring your wallet, you connect your wallet, and you go forward. I have a feeling that's going to be the future for Unibot, and that would be really, really bullish. Now, I wonder how they're going to basically distribute this terminal, if it's just going to be the website or it's going to be a plugin or some sort of extension on a browser. That would be great because then it's a piece of software rather than a website. So I'm interested. I'm interested to see how traditional exchanges, the centralized exchanges and the DEXs are going to respond to this integration of, these bots. Are they going to now introduce their own bots? Unibots. Guys, this is very easy to replicate. It's very easy to see Uniswap integrate a type of Unibot system, or even to say a centralized exchange like Binance or Gate, or even, you know, KuCoin, or any of those, you know, from the top to the bottom, they can integrate any of these features very easily, right? We know that AI is a hot topic. A lot of AI projects are ready to mingle and, you know, partner, and definitely I think that this is very easy to replicate. But as a first mover, you definitely see that Unibot is taking advantage of that first mover effect. Okay, so this is really good. I'm really bullish on Unibot X to see what it has to offer. And as a forward-thinking scenario, guys, I would be looking for Unibot to actually create really good interest based on Unibot X, giving that the Telegram bot being just a proof of concept, okay, about how to use bots in a Telegram setting. Of course, a lot of us are on Telegram already, and it would be a great place for distribution and introduction to the Unibot system. Okay, so that's good. Let's go back to the website and we'll see what else we can kind of pull from it. Honestly, that's it, right? Like, there's not much here. It's very simple. No white papers, problematic. No real traditional white paper. No team, you know, information whatsoever. Check out those terms and conditions. Really detailed terms and conditions. You know, a lot of these dexes and a lot of exchanges do have their terms and conditions, but, you know, they're always aggressive. So go make sure they basically are not liable for anything that happens with the use of their app. And that's board-wise. That's why, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. Be very careful. Use any means to protect your capital, because at the end of the day, there's no one accountable here other than yourself. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Let's look at what else we have. Let's look at yeah, the fees, we talked about that. So this is pretty good overall. Not bad of a scenario. Let's look at this infographic, guys. I prepared this for you guys. I'm going to be distributing it on the Discord channel. I do have a section there with deep dives for any requests that you may have. So feel free to join the Discord. I'll be posting this on the Twitter, on my Twitter and on the socials. So go check that out. But my overall verdict right now is I think that, you know, it's a really good project overall, but there is some issues. And we're going to talk about the tokenomics. We're going to talk about all of this in a little bit more detail and in a second. And we'll talk about the price action. But you can see the overall ecosystem currently. For me, it works well with Telegram. Again, it works well with Telegram, and it does such a good job, you know, acting as a bot on Telegram. But for me, that's a bit of a weakness, as I mentioned before. Now, if you jump around and you start looking at, you know, the coin info, there's some good information here, because at the end of the day, the price when I did the research was at about $150. If we go on the CoinGecko on the Unibot page, you can see that right now it's at about 134. It did dip a little bit, 12% in the last little bit. So, you know, it's coming down just a bit, but nonetheless, the market cap fully diluted already. Max supply, circulating supply, it's already there. Every token is already in circulation, so you're not going to expect much sell pressure here, because there's no vesting period, no, you know, unlocks or anything like that. So this is really bullish overall, in the sense that there's going to be very little manipulation, as you know, there's no tokens entering the market, and the team doesn't hold any, and there's no sign of any token distribution that involves the team. So I would have loved to see token holder and how the tokens were distributed, but there's no details on that, none whatsoever. Okay, so the market cap is very low. It's $137 million market cap. So this is a small market cap, guys. And in a narrative that is already small, and it is the leader, technically speaking, Unibot is in price discovery with both fundamentals and price. If you think about it, $137 million market cap and already being the top within its narrative means that this narrative in general is very, very new and is very young. So there's a lot of good potential. We have a good trading volume, almost $12 million worth of trading volume, representing about 8% of the market cap, which for me is really, really good. Fully diluted already, as we mentioned. And overall, it's been taking a bit of a dip, nothing significant, but a bit of a retracement in the last little while. And I'm expecting potential further continuation to the downside. It could be very possible, guys. We'll talk about the overall chart in a second. BitGet, Gate, Bitmart, Lbank, up and coming exchanges everywhere. No heavyweights just yet, right? Like we're talking about Coinbase and Binance. So something to take into consideration with regards to liquidity. All right, so that's that. We talked about the white papers. We went on the Twitter. That was the main thing. We did get some good partnerships on the Twitter. Other indication of partnerships on their Twitter. And again, I expected a lot of this to be on their website, whether be it like a blog post style or anything like that. But collaborating with Jim, it's an AI platform, and Gecko, which is the CoinGecko terminal or the team, right? So really, really interesting partnerships and strong for basically hype and getting the community all involved. So I'm liking that. Okay, so good stuff here. Back to my infographic. I know I'm jumping around here, guys, just a bit, but so be it. So be it. So again, fully diluted, about 8% million trading volume. Guys, that trading volume is all about the fact that if it has a lot of volume in trading and we see a lot of exchanges happening, we can see that it's going to be generating a lot of fees. And this is why UNIBOT has been very, very profitable in the last little while. So max supply obviously is already in fully diluted, 150 million fully diluted, more or less. I did this research yesterday. In the last little while, it has taken a bit of a dip. So right now we're trading at about $35. So, we're taking a bit of a dip, but I'll update this chart and get this out to you guys on the socials. Feel free to join that Discord, guys. I have a section there with all my deep dives. So utility is interesting. You receive a lot of benefits, right? Such as the referral program. Again, you got to be a token holder. The revenue share, you got to be a token holder. Access to private Telegram groups, you got to be a token holder. Other premium features, there's a lot of little premium features in there that you got to take a look at, but you got to be token holders. And tokens are used to be burnt, obviously, as a deflationary measure, which has to do with the tokenomics. 100% of the tokens are in circulation, and tokens are burned when they are used to pay for fees or when they are staked for governance. Okay, so this is good. 10 out of 10 for tokenomics. And ecosystem is decent. I'm looking forward thinking. I don't like the Telegram aspect completely, but I'm liking the UNIBOT X around the corner, and this is why I am kind of considering that this ecosystem right now should be good. Bouncing off the fact that everybody in basically in the crypto space uses Telegram, and it could be a great way to spread the word with regards to UNIBOT. So looking good with regards to the distribution of the UNIBOT platform and the idea behind UNIBOT. Utility. So again, we talked about that, the benefits and all of that. The roadmap, no roadmap on the website or on the white papers, guys. I expected that. However, there is that page or that Telegram page or group called Features in Development, where you can join, but you need 200 UNIBOT tokens, guys. That is equivalent to about $30,000. That's excessive, in my opinion. Either the website needs to be updated and consider that needs to be changed. UNIBOT has increased in value in the last little while, and that price could be outdated. Okay, so UNIBOT X Web terminal rollout, guys. That whole word terminal, I am very bullish on the word terminal. I think the terminal idea is the solution to the centralization of even DEXs. I know DEXs are decentralized exchanges. However, there is an aspect of centralization, which is the website, the domain part. Now, if we can somehow build a terminal to the blockchain that is decentralized, not a website, some sort of application or something like that, that is distributed peer-to-peer, guys, it would be a very, very bullish and completely make us decentralized. The only thing left would be our internet connection that is centralized. So this is something that we need to consider, is we need to push forward. And I think UNIBOT getting into this terminal idea might be, forward thinking. And that, from that aspect, I am bullish. Okay, so pretty good. The team, unfortunately, the team is nowhere to be found on their website. On the UNIBOT LinkedIn page, they do have a page on LinkedIn, but they have 0 employees listed. Very, very vague, and for me, that's not a good thing. No team page or section. Okay, known members, industry known members. So in the industry, it is known, right, quote unquote known, from what they basically everybody accepts that Cooper, Ivanov, and Soloviev have years of blockchain engineering experience. Okay, so no real public mention of the team other than what is industry accepted of these individuals, that they do have some experience here. Guys, you need to be fully doxed. You need to have, even though you might say, our tokens are fully distributed and we are not token holders and we did fair launch and all this kind of stuff, it doesn't matter. All tokens have a degree of centralization, and that degree is enough to justify to become fully doxed. And let us know who you are. Introduce yourself to your community, introduce yourself to your investors, and that gives us a sense of security. It could be a false security. It's not the point. The point, at least we put a face to the name and we know where you come from in your background and your track record. So at the end of the day, I expect that from any team in the crypto space, no matter what. Flat out, you need to know, even if you're fully decentralized type of blockchain, at the end of the day, we need to know who you're about, what you're about. Okay, so again, the coin info is there. Nothing really new there. Pretty interesting stuff with regard to the fully decentralized or fully distributed. However, guys, there are some red flags that we need to readdress. Part of the AI narrative, of course, that's bullish. DeFi, of course, I'm super bullish on the DeFi and the progression of DeFi and decentralized DeFi to the next level. And of course, that bot narrative, guys, huge narrative in the last week or so. Red flag for me is not your keys, not your crypto. Again, they ask you for keys, or they will generate a wallet for you. A lot of these bots do that right now. So UNIBOT generates a wallet for you and doesn't give you keys. If you don't have the keys, it's not your crypto. So it behaves very similar to a centralized exchange. And if that's the case, this is not really decentralized. It's not a DEX, obviously. And the gateway to this, let's say, centralized exchange is Telegram, another layer of centralization. So for me, there's vulnerabilities there and I don't like them. And of course, their solution to that problem is releasing UNIBOT X, which for me is the most bullish part about UNIBOT. Features speed, private transactions, copy trading, limit orders, fail guards, and so on. So for me, that's again a very typical thing within some very typical features within the centralized and decentralized exchanges, but adding some other interesting aspects like copy trading directly from a user's wallet address. So you can essentially target a wallet address of a whale and copy trade exactly what they do, right? And keeping your transactions private, and other fail guards like sandwich attacks and so on and so forth. Go check out that website and get into a little bit more details there, guys. Really cool stuff. But again, I don't understand how other exchanges won't integrate some of these aspects into their own DEXs or centralized exchanges. So for me, a lot of these features are really easy to replicate, and I can see them integrating some of them into their own platforms that already exist. Okay. Another good thing is the revenue share, guys. A lot of good revenue being made here on UNIBOT, and because of that, it's very enticing to become part of the revenue share program. Token discovery, getting into gems nice and early. Another good feature that is offered if you're a token holder, and a referral program, guys. Again, very similar to all the other exchanges. If you sign up using their promo code or their link, you will benefit from some sort of kickback. Okay, so really good stuff for, I guess, influencers, and also for mass adoption, getting this UNIBOT application out there to the masses. Okay, so pretty good. Again, trading volume is high. That's why we're generating a lot of profits with trading fees. No white paper, guys. No clear white paper. I want a traditional white paper, as long as we also have, a very, maybe, which they did very well, a media infused white paper with lots of good graphics and all that and videos, but we need a traditional white paper. You can't shy away from that with a fully doxed team and a team that you really are clear about, with good LinkedIn accounts, and basically you want their resume. You know where you want to know where they came from and how much experience they have and so on. And between the CEO and the CTO, they have about 15 years worth of experience in the blockchain engineering. But again, this is not known to this is not a public data. This is not doxed information. It is basically industry accepted. Guys, we need to get a little bit more clarity here. If you're, if you're looking for an investment, you have to be basically clear on who you're investing in, right? You're not investing in UNIBOT. You're investing in the individuals behind Unibot, no matter how decentralized you feel this project is. No roadmap, however, promising development with Unibot X. We talked about that. Socials have been great in the last month. They've actually doubled their Twitter following in the last month, back by all the hype. Okay, so this is really good. The only negative here with regards to socials is the fact that in the last little while, their engagement, their tweets that they've been issuing has been down about 50%. So they got to get on it. Now, it could be the fact that we are in a bear market. You know, things are slow. We get it. But their hype and their traction has been really strong. Take advantage of the momentum and get on it. Okay, so that's how I say it. You know, the tokenomics 100% are in circulation. No sell pressure based on token unlocks, which is good. And they are used. The tokens are used every time they are used for fees or used for staking and governance. Guys, they get burned. So it's deflationary. Essentially, there's going to be a supply and demand pressure on price every time tokens get burned. So pretty good there. Good partnerships. CoinGecko was a big one, obviously. They have Gym AI. They have a gem finder called Leops or something like that, which is pretty good. You know, gem finders are an up and coming narrative as well. I think that that's one of the features that a lot of these, you know, basically CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, Dex tools, all these kind of tools that we use to help us find those early gems. So it could be that, you know, this Unibot will offer those features, which is good. And one more, ExpressBot, which is a token maker, a bot that creates a token. Guys, a lot of us want to get involved in making tokens, and now we have bots that actually pump out tokens for us, projects for us, nice and easily. So good things, I guess. 10 out of 10, good partnerships for some good hype, and available on BitGet, Bitmart, Uniswap, Gate.io, and Huobi. Guys, we're waiting for the major exchanges to step in. That's when we'll get the fat volume in. That's when we'll get a lot of that interest, and again, with that volume, we should get more price to the upside. Given that, okay, we have to understand that right now Unibot is a market leader within its narrative. Let's step aside now and kind of look at the top Telegram bots for a second, and we can see that Unibot right now is at the top of the game within its narrative, the Telegram bot narrative. Okay, by market cap, Unibot is the largest, which means that it's in price discovery, which means that we don't know how high it's going to go. The only link that we can make is to other exchanges, so either a DEX or a centralized exchange. Now, could it catch up to the average centralized exchange? Could it catch up to the average DEX? Could it catch up to Uniswap? Could it catch up to Binance? Could it catch up? Where is it going to get to? This is a difficult thing here, guys. And for me, I'd rather be modest and keep an eye on the fact that even if this thing could catch up to KuCoin, Gate, you know, all those mid-class type of exchanges, forget Binance for a second, guys, because of course Binance is the heavyweight, guys. It is very, very strong and big. Let's be modest here. If it can catch up to those guys, we can easily see a 5x, right? Easily. So let's get back to the potential scenario here. We have a lot of other projects, but you can see how tiny they are. Tiny, like I mean, extremely tiny. That, you know, we jump from $136 million market cap. The second one in line is $13 million market cap. And then under that, you're looking at, you know, 5 million to, you know, 1 million. Guys, these are babies. So the reality is that this whole narrative is very small, and we had anticipate Unibot to, you know, reach Binance level in one straight go. Although it can, let's talk about statistical probability here. Okay, so let's go right back into my infographic. Obviously, guys, I'm going to be posting this on all my socials. If you want early access to these, the best place to get access is on the Discord. Go check them out. So back to what I was saying here, let's say that we factor in the fact that it could catch up to Gate, and a lot of the mid-class you know, exchanges are right around the $500 million market cap, $500 to $600 million market cap, guys. For a altcoin, you know, an exchange token that is pretty much, you know, on the mid side with regards to market cap. Okay, so I'm being very modest here. Now we can go all out and say, you know, it could catch up to Binance and do a 300x. Guys, very possible. We can do 1,000x. Who knows? But for me, I believe that right now in the short term, Unibot could be slightly overvalued, be taking a bit of a dip in the short term, get down up to those lower levels, being able to buy the dip and see the target price of about $600, which is at about a 5x. And for me, that would be absolutely healthy to start becoming a defensive. Catching up to the average decentralized exchange for me would be a safe bet. And in that case, taking your initial investment out around this level would be absolutely healthy. And in that case, letting the rest ride, which would be house money, to the upside would be great, while trailing up some stop losses into the bull run. Now, again, guys, we are in a bear market accumulation phase of this bear market. It could be that we get down to those lower levels and be able to scale into these projects, these hot new narratives on the cheap still. But guys, in the bull run, you never know what's going to happen, what kind of hype. We don't know what Unibot X is going to be providing the market and how much hype and interest it's going to actually produce. So we have to stay, very modest, but at the same time, stay attached to what the market is doing and, obviously take those gains as it comes around. Okay, so I give this rating a 7 out of 10. I give this project a 7 out of 10 just for the fact that there's a few red flags. Major ones is not your keys, not your crypto, and the level of centralization that this project has. Number 2, the team needs to be fully doxed, and it needs some clarity there and transparency. Who's behind this team? Number 3, no clear white papers, no clear distribution, no clear nothing about anything with regards to the tokenomics and technical side of this project. Everything else is looking pretty good here, and this is why I gave it a 7 out of 10, guys. If you appreciated anything with regard to this analysis, do the channel a huge favor and slap that like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. All right, guys, let's take a look at some charts. Let's take a look at what the overall Unibot price has been doing in the last little while. Guys, this is the Unibot chart. Now, I was looking at it and right away I identified a few levels of support. And in this case, if we do retrace, let's talk about the retracement aspect. If we do retrace, currently you can see that on the 4-hour we're getting some divergence. But let's quickly go on the daily for a second. Big picture for a second, and you can see this thing has been on a parabolic run to the upside, and after a nice double top right here, not double top but a higher low, you can see that the RSI is pretty much coming down. And we got a few blow off tops, a few wicks to the upside, and even if you exclude those wicks, which is what you should do, it's still an upward sloping trend. So clear, let's do it like that. It's still upward sloping trend while the RSI is coming down here on the daily. EMAs on the MACD are facing down, and there's pale green histogram bars to the downside, which means that this is not absolutely bearish just yet. And the RSI is not absolutely bearish just yet because we didn't get a confirmation impulse to the upside, confirming that this is a pivot point just yet. Although it is the beginning of a bearish divergence, I feel like another drive to the upside would give us that confirmation. Let's get a nice drive to the upside with regards to price, and let's get that follow through price action, a lower high. Let's go into lower time frame so we can see this in a little bit more detail, because here on the daily there's not much. So you can see that the RSI in now we have to readjust, because now on the 4-hour we can use part of the daily wicks as bodied candles, right? You can see that right now the price is going up and the RSI is a downward sloping, and it's looking for a full reset to oversold conditions. The MACD is looking bearish AF. EMA's basically coming down, red histogram bars to the downside, not looking good whatsoever. So I'm looking at a bit of a scenario here for a dip, right? You can see that. Now let's kind of identify this trend here at the bottom. We can see that we're in an upward sloping channel, and we did not break any structure just yet. To break structure, we got to break below 0.05, basically 5 cents. That's what we're looking at. A break of 5 cents would create a lower low, a confirmation low, a lower low, which would be a continuation to the downside. Now, a little bit of a bounce here would basically be okay if we came up and basically gave us a confirmation high, a lower high. Now, that is not really looking that promising right now. It looks like, we might consolidate here for a bit, or just finally, break down and get into oversold conditions. And that would be it. For me, the RSI looks like it's trying to come down. And again, this is the zone to watch out for because of the previous low. This would be the confirmation. This would be the break of structure. right? Another a way of looking at of break of structure is confirming a lower high, which right now doesn't look like it's part of the agenda. So let me kind of get my pen out here so you can see what I'm saying. Is let's say that we kind of rally up and we get that lower high. Okay, fine. We come back down. Great. And then we start hitting lower levels. Okay, great. Now, this would basically say, look, we got a lower high and now we're attempting to create lower lows. If we break low below this, not only are we getting a lower high, we're getting lower lows and lower highs and lower lows after a series of higher highs and higher lows means that this was the pivot point. Okay, where we shifted from upwards to downwards. And if that's the case, we got to consider that the top of the volume gap, which for me, let me kind of highlight this very clearly for you guys. Where's my box? Let's see. This is the volume gap, the top of the volume gap. And this is the bottom of the volume gap right around here. So if we fall below this zone, you can see there's not much supply and demand. If we fall below 5.5 cents, we can get down to about 2.5 cents. Now, I understand that sounds bearish for a lot of you guys that are super bullish on Unibot. Guys, we got to be real about this scenario. Well, that's all I want to do is be real, try to stay one step ahead of the market. If it does happen, I want to ask you, what are you going to do? Are you going to be blindsided just hoping that we're going to continue with these higher highs? Or are you going to be prepared to buy those dips because you're actually bullish? And if that's the case, I think that what you need to do is be prepared with some capital on the side just in case we come down to these levels, because there's not much support below. All we really have is this previous low that the bulls are going to want to defend. So coming down to these lower levels after we get this lower high, if we get a bounce off this, is, the next attempt to take profits, the next attempt to defend yourself by protecting your gains and your capital. So understand that you can get in a quick long to the upside based on the 1 hour, but that's not my trading style. So be very, very careful. I stick with the 4 hour, stick with the daily, and I swing trade to the up or to the downside. And right now, getting into a fresh short is a bit dangerous, especially as right now we're trying to hold this horizontal or this diagonal for some support. Okay, diagonals are not as strong as horizontals, but they definitely, get some reactions here. And we got the point of control here at about 6.6 cents, which could act as support. This red line, which represents the majority of the supply and demand in the last little while in this consolidation. So something to consider. So a bit of a bounce and a bit of a back test, a confirmation high, a lower high, and then a retracement down is very viable. Now, if we get that impulse to the upside on the 4 hour, the MACD and the RSI should show some positivity. As long as we do not create a higher high on the RSI, and this RSI is downward sloping, we are still in this bearish divergence. We just got the follow through right here and a bit of a dip after the fact. Okay, so I'm looking to buy in at about 5.5 cents, give or take. Okay, 5.6, something like that, right around this zone. Obviously, you're going to have to wait for the 4 hour to become oversold. Once it gets oversold, you'll build those confirmations, right? That's what you want to do is over time, build confirmations, build a sense of security or conviction that we've already tested the bottoms. Right now, this is looking like it's trying to build, a short position to come down to those lower levels, guys. So bullish perspective is, what about if we create those higher highs? We're looking for extension levels, right? So swing low to swing high. Sorry, swing high to swing low. Right now we're hitting the 1.2. We have the 1.618. The 1.27 is right around here. Let's see if I can alter this quick. And I can put the 1.27 in on Dex tools here. Let's alter this one in 1.27. Let's put that in, and it's going to be red, so it's going to be right around the zone. Look at that. This is the 1.27. Okay, so if we do come down from swing high to swing low, and we get some support here and get that bounce, which, is possible right off this thing, and we go for another leg up, the 1.27 is an area of profit taking, and the 1.618 is obviously a level of profit taking. But that would mean that we have to be very careful. If we invalidate the bearish divergence by creating a higher high on the RSI, guys, we're going to higher levels. That's the way it is. We got to watch out that happens. But overall, the way we are standing right now, it does look like we are going to be coming down to a retracement zone. So again, keeping an eye on this area for profit taking. Let me get rid of this and reuse or just duplicate this and put this at the 1.27 and make this red for, just watch out, because we can get another leg up based on shorter term time frames, but be quick to take profits. I would be looking at a double top as well take a bit of profit, walk away with some profits, guys. If you've got it in nice and early, or even here, if you bought into this dip, you want to be able to put yourself at break even and quickly trail up that stop loss just in case we make that failed breakout to the upside, given the fact that the 4-hour is looking for a retracement to oversold conditions, and the daily is also looking very top heavy with that overbought scenario. Okay, back to the daily just to get that confirmation. Big picture, look at where the daily is coming from overbought scenarios, and it could be that we get a little bit of an impulse to the upside and then finally capitulate down and look for that heavy retracement to lower levels, guys. A consolidation right around here hitting that 5.5 cent mark is very possible, and that's why that would be a decent buy order entry, especially on the 4-hour. But then look at the daily. If the daily comes down to oversold conditions, it's likely that we come down to about 2.5. So if you're going to get in on the 4-hour, you better get out on the 4-hour, which means get out nice and quick and protect yourself based on the 4-hour time frame. All right, guys. Thank you for stopping by. If you haven't, do the channel a huge favor, slap that like button if you appreciated anything here on this channel. Prepare for those future videos. Obviously subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the deep dives that I do every Sunday, talking about different projects, looking at fundamentals and all the TA. If you have any projects that you want me to cover in future videos, the Discord group is a great place to make those requests, but obviously you can request them on any of the socials. The links are in the description below. Take care, guys. Have a good one, and don't forget, buy the dip.